Scandinavia is ahead of us in yet another category here. Norway becomes first Scandinavian country to decriminalize drugs in historic vote. So Norway's 2017 country drug report shows 266 people, died from drug-related deaths. So 266 total overdoses in the country in 2017. And what they did is they looked at that and they said, well, that's why we have to decriminalize, because we got to fix that. If it's criminalized and that was the result, well, then obviously if we decriminalize, maybe we could fix that and lower that number. Logic. Whereas here in the U.S., we have, overdoses on various different drugs. And then we go, we need to criminalize it more, criminalize it further, and that'll fix it. But if criminalizing it is the groundwork that led to these people dying in the first place, then why would you criminalize it more? That's a terrible idea. That's illogical. Why not try to decriminalize it and then treat it like a medical problem? No, that's pussy, hippie, liberal, Scandinavian shit. We don't do that. We don't use logic. We're against that. So the majority of the Norwegian parliament backed the historic shift. And get this, it was supported by the conservatives, the liberals, the Labour Party, and the socialist left. That's pretty much everybody. Everybody was like, yeah, we can, this isn't working, so let's fix that. I can't even fathom living in a country that functioned like that. And by the way, it's not that, ours doesn't function like that because everybody's an idiot here. It's that ours doesn't function like that because of the corruption. That's why. There are moneyed interests lobbying to keep the system as it is, to keep drugs illegal. Because, the DEA wants that to continue because their jobs depend on it. Big Pharma wants that to continue because they don't want to legalize products that are then going to be their competition. Alcohol, tobacco, same thing. So it's not that we're just dumber. It's that money has corrupted this system so thoroughly that we don't do things that make sense. So let me tell you what the Independent says here. The Norwegian Health Committee is planning a trip to Portugal in February, which decriminalized personal possession of drugs in 2001. The country made the move following a heroin epidemic and the highest drug-related AIDS deaths in the European Union. It now has the second lowest drug-related deaths in the EU. That's it. Checkmate. Game, set, match. Conversation over. There's your answer. They had a giant problem. Oh my goodness. People are dying all over the place. Age-related deaths. Drug-related deaths. It's a scandal. All right, well, we have it criminalized now. Why don't we decriminalize it and treat it like a medical problem, and then maybe we'll be able to attack this epidemic? They did that, and it worked. It worked so well, like I said, they now have the second lowest drug-related deaths in the EU. That's it. That's all you had to do. When you lock people in cages because of a behavior where they tweak their consciousness, that's not freedom, that's not liberty, it doesn't make sense. Why not have it so that when people are genuinely addicted, you give them treatment and see if that works? And it worked. It worked. So being punitive didn't work. Rehabbing people and treating it like a medical condition worked. So there is really no more debate, but we still insist on having these debates because we're dragging our feet. And in the U.S. because of the moneyed interest like I described. But good on Norway for doing this. I hope everybody follows suit. And at first we decriminalize, then eventually you legalize. But when you legalize, by the way, you still have a system that addresses people with addiction issues and it treats it like a medical condition. You can do both at the same time. So you can increase the freedom and the liberty and legalize. And while you do that, you can regulate the substances. So, you don't have fucking crocodile and crystal meth illegal, even though we do have other substances legal. But at the same time, you do treat it like a medical condition because that's how it should be treated. And you're always going to have people with addiction. So it's a matter of rehabbing them. That's the path that makes the most sense.